Estero, Florida is one of the fastest growing areas in all of Southwest Florida, and I get questions about it all the time for people who are relocating here. So, is Estero a good place to live? Today, we're going to talk about it because what you see online might be different than what you experience when you get here. So, let's talk about if Estero is a great fit for you and your family, or if another area might make more sense. I'm Brittany Mixon. I've been an agent here in Southwest Florida for about 10 years. I live here, I work here, I help relocation families all the time find their right fit here in my area. Today, we're going to talk about who Estero is perfect for, what surprises people have when they move here, and honestly, who Estero is not a good fit for. So the last one is important, so be sure to stick around. So who is Estero built for? Honestly, the buyers watching this video, if you're relocating from the Northeast or the Midwest and you want a brand new home in a gated community with an amazing location, then Estero is definitely on your list. As far as pricing goes, I would say you're roughly anywhere from $500 to $800K that will get you a nice family home. You can see homes in the $1 million range plus depending on the community because there are quite a few luxury communities in the Estero area. Now, what you get for that $500 to $800K is obviously a pretty good deal. You're gonna get a brand new home and a new gated community. You're gonna get resort style amenities, impact windows, and then whatever those upgraded current top features are right now are most likely going to be in that home as well. Again, convenience is a big deal for Estero. If you want to be close to shopping and dining or the airport, then Estero is a great place to be, but you will see that price difference on Estero compared to other places located in Fort Myers. I would also say if schools are a big deal to you, then Estero has a great public school system. Also, because of where they're located, if you did decide to go to private school instead, there are options as well, and you are conveniently located to be able to take your kids to private school. If you're already looking online and you're looking for builders and you see Lennar, Toll Brothers, Pulte, Taylor Morrison, they're already in Estero and they have a very established presence. So if those are builders that you're looking for, you have plenty of options if you do choose Estero. Here's what most people expect when they start researching Estero. And honestly, the expectation is pretty accurate. They expect that Estero is a good middle ground between Naples and Fort Myers. That is very conveniently located in a newer feel between communities and commercial. Everything about it seems very put together. The location is genuinely a great location for all of Southwest Florida. You are 20 minutes from Naples, 20 minutes from Fort Myers, 15 minutes to the airport, and you have shopping and dining extremely close to you. If you travel a lot for work, which a lot of families of mine typically do, then the airport proximity is a big deal and it does win out a lot of times for why someone chooses Estero. Now, as far as shopping and convenience, you have Miramar Outlets, you have Gulf Coast Town Center, you have Coconut Point, you have Hertz Arena for entertainment, you have everything within 20 minutes of you, and if it's a Saturday night and you want to go out, you don't necessarily have to drive 30 minutes to get there. You could be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on where you pick in Estero. That location, you can be very close to a lot of those things. So here's what's great about Estero. Outside of location, which we've already covered, and which is one of the reasons most people end up deciding to stay in Estero, is you get newer communities. You get a well-maintained area, homes that are built to code, and most likely homes that are not located in an actual flood zone. When you go to Estero, it's going to feel very clean and very established, which people genuinely love, especially when it comes to the shopping and dining. Estero also has a ton of new construction right now, which is great for you because they're giving a ton of incentives. They're giving pricing incentives, closing costs, and rate buy downs. So if you're looking in Estero and new construction is in your avenue, I would 100% look at these communities because they are giving great deals. I will say that some of the communities being built right now that are giving these deals are further out in Estero, and so that proximity to the airport and shopping and dining does start to change. However, they are building commercial with these communities and giving you amazing amenities, so sometimes it's a wash. Either way, people do genuinely love the Estero area. Now, here's where I want to be honest with you. Let's talk about the surprises people have once they move to Estero. Estero feels very planned, and I mean that in a way that they are just developing more communities as they continue to grow. There's not a lot of charm or that old southern feel for Florida in the Estero area. It's a lot of newer built communities with the modern stucco look. It's very planned out. Traffic is also a big deal. Estero is growing rapidly, and it's always growing faster than they can do the roads. So while they are doing them, it's not quick enough, and the traffic is higher in most of these areas. It is more spread out. Like I said before, depending on where you buy now, especially in some of these newer communities, if you go further out for some of these communities, now you're 25 minutes away from the airport or shopping and dining. It's not very walkable. There is no downtown for you to walk in Estero. As far as walking goes, most people just take advantage of our outdoor shopping centers like Miramar and Gulf Coast Town Center and Coconut Point. The other factor is your HOA fees. So because Estero is building these resort style amenities for most of their communities, and a lot of this is because of the proximity as they continue to go out, you are going to see higher HOA fees. Now, maybe you get a restaurant on site, a resort style pool, your gym, cable and internet, whatever it is included. But either way, you will see a higher HOA, most likely in a lot of these new communities. Estero is not for you. If you're looking for charm and character, you probably won't find that in most of Estero. You're going to find a lot of planned developments with cookie cutter feels to it. You also will not get that downtown feel in Estero. To be honest with you, in most parts of Southwest Florida, you're not going to find that. Our area was just not designed in that way. Beach vibe, you also will not find in Estero. Now you can drive 30 minutes to the beach, but the beach vibe itself is not going to be in that Estero area. It's very quiet, and it's going to feel very like a suburb to you, more so than like a downtown part of Naples where they have that high energy of the nightlife. You're not going to find that here necessarily in Estero. And if you're looking for a home that's not in an HOA, it's also very hard to do in Estero, and it'll be very hard to find that type of location for you. Now, Estero is an amazing location, and if you want to buy in it, you're going to love it. But if Estero isn't a good fit for you, there are plenty of other options in Southwest Florida. So don't give up. We can definitely find you a different location. Here's my honest take after doing this here for 10 years. I send people to Estero all the time if it is the right fit for them. But the mistake I see most is that people will pick the house before they pick the lifestyle. And what happens is that when they don't pick the lifestyle, they don't realize if that community is actually a great fit for them and their family, which these are two important questions. Community matters more than location, and I mean that because you could get two people to move to Estero and live in two different communities and have completely different experiences just based off how they did their research. If one just chose the home because they loved it, but then they didn't think about the community itself and the location, versus someone who thought about all of that and picked that community because it fit their lifestyle for their family. So today, let's talk about a couple communities that are worth checking out if you are looking in the Estero area. Verdana Village is a newer community that they're still building. It's very amenity heavy. It's popular with relocation families. They have pickleball, resort style pool, they have a restaurant, and they have commercial right beside it, and so much more. Corkscrew Shores is higher end lakefront community, and it's a little more established as it's a few years older than Verdana. The place at Corkscrew is also amenity rich, and it attracts a lot of families just because of their actual amenities that they have. For example, they have a water slide. And then Bella Terra is an older established community, and they have great amenities, but you'll also see that there'll be a little bit of a lower price to get into this community because it is older. Each community has a different feel, and they attract a different buyer, which is what I do when I help you find which community is best for you and your family. The lifestyle matters, and I know it's hard to hear that the lifestyle would matter more than the home sometimes, but it does. Don't be that person that buys in a community because they love the home and then they silently regret it because they actually hate the lifestyle of the community. So let's figure that out before you even put an offer in on a home. Estero is genuinely a great area. Most people who move here pick it intentionally. They also pick lifestyle first, and that's so important. Lead with your lifestyle and what your family does in their daily, day-to-day life. If you can do that and not pick the house first, but you pick the community, then you're absolutely going to enjoy Estero. If you are seriously considering a move to Estero, I have 2 free resources for you. In the description, you will find a community guide that gives you a little insight about Southwest Florida and some of the communities, but does include Estero on there as well, where you can learn a little bit more about Estero and some of the communities that they offer. If you are looking to dive a little deeper and have questions regarding new construction, or you're kind of ready to make the move to Estero, then in the description, click the free discovery call where you will have a 20-minute discussion, just no pressure, and just talk about if Estero is a great fit for you and your family. We can answer any questions regarding the deals that new construction have and kind of pinpoint where I would look if I was you based on what your family is looking for and the best lifestyle choice for you. I hope to see you in the next video, and as always, you're always welcome to reach out, comment, whatever it is. I'm here to answer any questions.